Unlike most folk dancing traditions, Israeli folk dancing is relatively new, established concurrently with the State of Israel. Israel was, and continues to be, a nation of diaspora immigrants with backgrounds as diverse as Ukrainian heritage to Ethiopian heritage. The founders of Israel understood that to create a cohesive country, they needed a unified culture. Hebrew was instated as the official language, new music and art were created, and Israeli folk dancing was brought to the forefront of communal culture. The dances are often riffs on a variety of folk dances brought to the country by new immigrants. For instance, the Hora is Romanian while the Debka is Yemenite. Modern dancers such as Martha Graham also had a large influence on the art of Israeli folk dance, marrying modern and ballet techniques with the original ethnic dances. Israeli folk dancing continues to evolve as new generations discover it. It's not odd to see teenagers throwing in hip-hop moves to a dance such as Bowie while listening to the Balkan beatbox and klezmer. The LA area has specifically seen a resurgence of Israeli dancing among teens, and much of that interest can be traced back to David Dasa, a prominent LA Israeli folk dance teacher as well as former director of Israeli folk dance at Camp Alonim in Simi Valley.
My father was one of the pioneers of Israeli dance, so I grew up with this amazing father, dancer, Jewish teacher who made Jewish dance, Israeli dance happen in the whole Western United States. Like, he is the guy who created it. So from birth, my mother danced, so I had two dancers. My father was a professional dancer, danced with Martha Graham, and he was a big-time, dancer and incredibly talented, and so I saw it my whole life. I think that too often we, and again, that goes back to the arts being, I think, to me, a very good opener and avenue to getting kids into Judaism. But arts are interesting because of the creativity and dance for sure. There's a lot of room for expression. It gives them and kind of opens up that this isn't so set in what you're being taught, and there are different ways to express yourself Jewishly. It's a good door opener for Judaism.
Dasa also believes that it's important to get the children interested in dance when they're young, as a way to fully incorporate dance into their social as well as Jewish life.
When a kid holds hands in a circle and they're 8 years old, that's probably the first time they ever held a girl or boy's or anybody's hand in that way, and it has a powerful thing that you don't understand until you do it.
Josh Levine, the current camp director at Alonim and former Alonim camper himself, agrees.
If you're a teen, you might be dancing next to a staff member on one side and next to a 10-year-old on the other side, and you're all dancing together, and sometimes the 10-year-old is the one who's shouting out the steps to the staff member because the 10-year-old learned it at their activity that they just came from. So I think for socialization, dance is a really powerful tool because you're all just standing there oftentimes in a circle, learning the steps together and then doing it together and watching one another.
Many of the older campers have chosen to take dancing into their personal lives throughout the year. In fact, a group of 20 to 30 teens regularly meet at each other's houses for traditional camp Shabbat dinners and Israeli dancing.
So to hear that there are kids who every Friday night get together and they have a traditional Alonim Shabbat, but they do it themselves, that they make it happen rather than it being done for them, is inspiring. I mean, I just think it's really gratifying and inspiring that the kids who are touched by Israeli dance and touched by Shabbat at camp and the entire Jewish program are taking the initiative to take camp outside of camp, to do Jewish things themselves, and to get their families involved.
Luckily for the Jewish teen community, it doesn't seem like the tradition of dancing will die out anytime soon.
Dance is God in Alonim. It's like more than anything, dance is God there. It's like it's always going to be that way in Alonim, and it's their connection to camp. And camp to them is the best. Jewish summer camps, the kids who go to Jewish summer camps generally stay Jewish.